Well, hello everyone. My name is Zachary O'Shea, and this is Box of Teeth. I have another horror-themed minion to share with you for Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition right now. As a reminder, we're doing a little bit of cleanup for March here at early April. We're covering La Contessa, who is a universal antagonist that is a combination of Count Dracula and Van Helsing rolled into one, along with her minions. She is a former noblewoman whose family and country were destroyed by vampires, and she decided to hunt them. She's also an alchemical genius who has used that dark science to extend her own lifetime so she can continue the hunt. She's now a unique kind of undead. But through the ages, once she's done this, that morality has bled from her slowly but surely, and now she's very much the ends justify the means. She covers three primary horror subgenres, which are vampire horror, scientific horror, and gothic horror. We're going to cover another one of her minions right now, the Hound, or Church Grim, depending on what you want to call it. The Hound is a mostly hairless canine that glows with an eerie green light. Its legs are distended with misshapen muscles. The only hair that it has is kind of a ridge of coarse ones along its spine, not unlike a boar. Its head is wide and solid, its jaws thick and lined with inward carved fangs. Its eyes sparkle with a measure of intelligence and are often seen as kindly unless it spots an undead horror or it's given the command to attack. Then the Hound is relentless in the pursuit of its prey. Say what you will, La Contessa really knows how to snatch victory from the jaws of defeat. Like many other noble folk, when she went hunting, she would often use dogs, whether she was hunting normal animals, or later on, the unnatural dead. These loyal creatures relentlessly harried prey, sniffed out their hiding places, and sensed when the undead were near, long before La Contessa ever did. Her hounds, however, were not very effective against ghosts, specters, wraiths, and the like. Their already short lives were cut even shorter by these apparitions, and like any other dog owner, she was left heartsick. She didn't want to let go of these favorite companions, and she worked tirelessly to invest these dogs with the same false life that she enjoyed. Eventually, La Contessa not only succeeded in bringing her hounds back to some sort of on life, they also had the abilities they needed to exact revenge on the ghostly, spectral dead that had felled them. The Hound, or Church Grim as I called them in the campaign that I originally used them in, are a large undead that is challenge rating 4. They got a pretty solid armor class, a lot of hit points, some saving throw bonuses, some skills that you would expect perhaps a hunting dog to have, damage resistances to cold and necrotic, and damage immunities to poison, along with a plethora of condition immunities. They do have ethereal sight. They do have incorporeal as well. They can sense undead creatures within 30 feet, even if those undead are invisible. But most importantly, they have an ability called Lockjaw. So once they lock onto someone with their bite attack and grapple them, that creature cannot plane shift, go incorporeal, or use like abilities. And as a bonus action, the Grimjaw can go ahead and shake them back and forth, doing 46 bludgeoning damage to them. As mentioned, they do have a bite attack. Once it hits, it grapples a target, but of course they can only grapple one target at a time. If they bite someone else, then that grapple ends. And they do also have a claw attack. The Church Grims are certainly one of La Contessa's heavy hitters. She either employs them against very difficult mortal enemies that she needs to deal with, i.e. sometimes player characters, or against ghostly undead and apparitions if she wants to lock them down and destroy them. I'd love to hear how you would use them or their Church Grim, perhaps persona, in your own campaign down below. You can find La Contessa, all of her minions, and hundreds of other horror-themed monsters, all for Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition, and all perfectly free at boxofteeth.blogspot.com, and you can probably hear some Hounds in the background because the mailman is going by. If you're more interested in the non-Dungeons & Dragons horror-related projects that I have for role-playing games, or the horror fiction that I write that includes Grease Paint right here, Book 2 should hopefully be out this summer as well, you can always go to www.zacharyoshea.com. As always, I appreciate your time and your attention, and have a wonderful rest of the day.